There are stories of diplomats and dignitaries and monarchs. There are stories of anniversaries celebrated and reunions visited. There are also, of course, stories of the big bands of the 1930s and 40s, broadcasting live from the historic Skyway Ballroom up on the rooftop. And, of course, there are stories of the king of rock and roll. And through it all, the Peabody Ducks have marched from the rooftop down to the lobby and back every single day. And in doing so, they have woven the fabric that contains the names, the faces, and events that make up the Peabody Hotel's history. Now keep in mind that it all started back in 1869. 150 years ago this year, when a man by the name of Colonel Robert Brinkley realized his lifelong dream of opening a state-of-the-art hotel. It was only 2 blocks away from here, over on Main and Monroe. It was called the Brinkley House. Now this place was to set the standard for luxury and cuisine in the South. But unfortunately, right around the time that they were opening the doors to that facility, Colonel Brinkley's good friend and his investor, Mr. George Peabody, passed away over in London, England. So that prompted a name change from the Brinkley House to the Peabody Hotel. Right, now keep in mind that it remained in that location for some 55 years, hosting such dignitaries as President McKinley and Theodore Roosevelt. But then on September the 1st, 1925, the doors to this beautiful expansion building opened right here in the location where we're all sitting and standing at right now for the cost of $5 million and 2 years construction. But don't think that is the entire history of the Peabody Hotel. Right? It's not even close. For those of you here in the lobby area, when you get a chance, make sure you go up to our mezzanine and visit our memorabilia room. Like inside of that room, you're going to find a bunch of items and pictures and memos from decades past. Now, one of my favorite pieces of information inside of that room is a framed memo. It's a memo from the general manager at that time. His name was Gary Bells. A memo from him to the executive chef of Chez Philippe, who was in the process of updating his menu. And basically, that memo says that even though you serve French cuisine inside of your restaurant, there better not be any duck anywhere on any menu inside the Peabody Hotel. Now keep in mind that the connection between ducks and the hotel goes back a long time, very long time. Matter of fact, it goes all the way back to 1933. When the general manager at that time, a man by the name of Frank Shutt, and a friend of his named Chick Barwick, these two gentlemen decided to go on a duck hunt over in Arkansas in the middle of winter along the icy cold waters of the Mississippi River. Now it was cold outside, so these two gentlemen took another colleague along with them, a certain Jack Daniels. Anybody in the bar, Jack? Otherwise known as fine Tennessee sipping whiskey. Right now, like I said, it was wintertime, so these two men knew that they were going to need a little creative encouragement to stay warm. But as the day went on, these two gentlemen became a little overly encouraged and decided that as a practical joke, that it would be funny to bring back the live duck decoys that they were using, which was legal in Arkansas back then. They thought it would be funny to bring those duck decoys back here to the Peabody Hotel and set them loose inside the lobby fountain. So that is exactly what they did. After they laughed it off for the evening, they both went up to their individual rooms. Well, upon waking up the very next morning, the general manager, Frank Shutt, he was obviously a little bit alarmed at the chaos that he might have caused that previous day by that misdeed. He was the general manager after all. So he rushes downstairs, expecting to find ducks flying all over the lobby. But once he got down here, he was surprised to find two things. Number one, The Ducks were still right here in the fountain. They hadn't gone anywhere. They didn't fly off to go see Beale Street. They didn't fly down to Sun Studios to hear the $1 Million Quartet record. They didn't do any of that. They stayed right here in this fountain. And number two, they started to attract visitors. People just like all of you. People were absolutely amazed to see live animals frolicking in the lobby fountain of an establishment as fine as the Peabody Hotel. But then in 1940, the Peabody Hotel hired a gentleman by the name of Edward Pembroke to be a bellman. Shout out to all the bellmen. But Mr. Pembroke was not just a bellman. No. Mr. Pembroke was a very multi-talented individual. It just so happened that earlier in his life, he at one time had been a trainer for the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Right, so upon his employment, he told management, he said, hey, look, if you'll let me, if you will allow me, I will take 5 North American mallards, 1 male and 4 females. Instead of those 3 English call ducks that you just have swimming around the fountain, he said, I'll train them. I will train them myself. I will train those ducks to sleep in a duck palace up on the roof. I will then train those ducks to march from the duck palace across the rooftop to where I will then train them to get into an elevator. They will ride that elevator down to the lobby with me, and when the doors open, I will train them to march up a red carpet all the way to the lobby fountain, and I will put them inside every single morning at 11 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, I will train those ducks to get back out of the fountain. I will march them back up that red carpet. I'll put them back on the elevator. I'll then take them back up to the roof where they will march back across the rooftop, where they will then get back inside of the duck palace, where they will sleep for the rest of the night. Well, management was looking at Mr. Pembroke like, can ducks do that? You can get them to do that? Well, okay, let's try that out. Let's see what you can do with that. Mr. Pembroke marched those ducks for the next 51 years. 51 years he marched those ducks. And in doing so, he became a goodwill ambassador for the Peabody Hotel and the city of Memphis. He even appeared on television shows such as The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and even the Sesame Street program, where he and his ducks helped to celebrate National Rubber Ducky Day. They even appeared in magazines such as People Magazine, and even the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, where the ducks discreetly showed very little leg. Now, if I was somebody like Mr. Pembroke, and I had accomplished all that he had accomplished, I don't know, I might consider myself to be a master at what it was I had done, wouldn't you? Right? Well, management thought the exact same thing. So they bestowed upon Mr. Edward Pembroke the title of the world's first duck master here at the Peabody Hotel. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Pembroke is no longer with us. But I know that his spirit shines down and smiles on our ceremony here in this lobby today. Now, there is a picture of Mr. Pembroke and his ducks right over by the valet engines. Now, make sure you stop by, take pictures with them, pay your respects on the way outside the hotel. Now, that was basically the history of the Peabody Hotel and the story of how the Duck March came to be. The only thing left for me to do is to march up the red carpet, go up to the rooftop, and retrieve our new team of 5 feathered friends. And when those doors open, You all, ladies and gentlemen, will witness the march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.